With everything that has come forward now, everything from suspicious activity reports at the Treasury Department, which I've read, there's about 200 of them. I've read about 30 of them. Between the different members of the Oversight Committee, we've read all these reports. They are real reports. A suspicious activity report is a report that is filed with by a financial institution with the Treasury Department. So this is not a political document. When we were reading those, it became pretty clear that many financial institutions were concerned about aspects of money laundering and concealing funds from the IRS. They were concerned about it then. We went from there to being able to depose certain individuals based upon what we read. And that information led us to see that they set up these LLCs, which were set up, that we've had the legal filings, that multiple accounts were set up. We have those documents around that. And the purpose was to move money through the various accounts. It was because of Chuck Grassley in the Senate and people who contacted Senator Grassley that we found out about the forms that the FBI have from their whistleblower. When reading those forms, we found out about the whistleblower saying, the confidential human source saying that, well, according to the FBI, this human source is highly valuable and highly credible. And they've been paying this human source, they paid him or her more than $200,000 over the last 8 years to deliver information to the FBI. So they've documented on the FBI's form that the human source says that Hunter Biden and Joe Biden both took $5 million from somebody associated with Burisma. And the purpose was to get the prosecutor in Ukraine fired, to take the heat off Burisma. I think the thing that gets lost in the shuffle is that the reason why Burisma wanted the prosecutor gone is because Burisma wanted to buy into a holding company in the United States in the oil and gas field in order to raise capital in the United States. And they knew that if they were under investigation in their home country, they would never be able to raise capital in the United States. So that's why the money was conveyed according to the confidential human source. That led to the IRS whistleblowers coming forward in the Ways and Means Committee, and the IRS whistleblowers, one of whom is the supervisory agent on the case, has testified that their investigations were downplayed or held back, and that came from the political brass at IRS and the Department of Justice. So I say all that to say that my comments to the speaker and to my colleagues is that, in my view, we actually have a 2-track process for impeachment. I think the first is with Merrick Garland, the Attorney General. The second is with the President of the United States. Now, I want to be clear on this, and this is the part where this is really concerning. With what is going on at the political levels of the IRS and in the Department of Justice and the FBI, there is a complete lack of trust with the political brass of these agencies. I think you have a lot of men and women who work in these agencies. They are patriots, they are good people, they're Republicans, they're Democrats, they're independents, they do their job, they follow the law. But what we have seen is that it is the political brass that has caused so many problems. So I think that impeachment is one thing, but wholesale reform of these agencies at the political level is another. And that must be done. That must be done. The last thing is, and even when we took the majority and we knew in oversight that we were going to look into these suspicious activity reports, because we were given information about it and we really wanted to follow through. And even from the beginning, people said, "Oh, okay, you guys are in charge. Now go and impeach." And my statement's always been clear: impeachment is serious. This is a serious charge against an official of our government if we go to that level. And we shouldn't cheapen it just because, of political getbacks, even though what happened to the former president was wrong and should not have happened. That you got to have the evidence, you got to have the facts. And I'll just tell you, from everything I've seen, we're close to having all the evidence we need. And I'll leave it at that.